Welcome to the present. If you're seeing my channel for the first time, please consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. Do not forget to strike a like on the video. Very, very important. And lastly, make sure your notification bells are turned on. Well, 10 games to go in the title race. Yes, intentional break. The teams are supposed to reconvene in 2 weeks where we face Manchester City in that headliner game when we resume the Premier League. Now, Edu and Arteta have decided to be streetwise, and I like the fact that they understand the game. We have to make sure we protect our marquee players, like of Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus, Tomiyasu and Partey. I am happy we are having a relationship with the FAs of the nations of these players, so we can keep our players in top shape because we will need them. This, in my opinion, just my opinion, mindless friendlies are not that important for us to risk our players. On the flip side, I'll have preferred likes of Tomiyasu, even Partey should have gone to their national team to get some game time into their legs because these guys have been missing in action for a long time and they will need the match sharpness of playing games so that when they come back to Arsenal, they can be relatively sharp because they've not played a lot of games because of their injuries this season. So shout out to Arteta and Edu for understanding the game. If you look at this, give me a moment. Let me take that up for now out of the screen. At the moment, Arsenal have held 6 players withdrawn or not called to national team for upcoming international series. Gabriel Magalhaes, we know, according to report, he had that minor foot injury, so he was withdrawn. Gabriel Martinelli had that cut against Sheffield, so he couldn't even make the Brazilian national team. Gabriel Jesus was not even invited at all. They allowed him to fully recover for Arsenal. Takeru Tomiyasu, too, withdrawn from featuring for Japan in the upcoming friendlies. Thomas Partey too refused to go to Ghana. He has withdrawn from the Ghana national setup to stay with Arsenal to continue his rehab. Ben White actually turned down the chance to play for England and made the controversial criticisms of him not turning up for his country. So, whether we like it or not, these players are going to be very instrumental in our title clinching. I believe if you have our key players fit, we will win this title. We are top of the league with a massive goal difference. Yes, we are tied on points, but that goal difference, I don't believe Liverpool can break that goal difference if we continue to win and everything win their next 10 games, which I don't think is possible. That Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City can win their next 10 games. It's not. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think the right word. Let me rephrase that. It doesn't look probable, but it's not impossible. Both 3 teams can actually win their next 10 games. It doesn't look highly likely, but it's not impossible. So for Arsenal, the narrative in the media, especially the mainstream, has been, oh, Arsenal had the hardest fixtures on paper. That's very subjective. I do not subscribe to that nonsense. We know the media have a way of gaslighting Arsenal and Arsenal fans, always trying to put Manchester City on this pedestal and Liverpool on this pedestal because they are somehow a traditional English teams. Arsenal never gotten a fair rep in the media. For some reason, I don't understand it. There's this hate praise Arsenal gets from the media all the time. It is what it is. I'm not here to moan and cry about it. Just to move on. I just feel like Arsenal fans need to educate themselves and look at things for what they are. The media is not here to tell the truth. The media about narrative most of the time and about to push agenda. So you have to use your brain. Now, when I look at them saying Liverpool has the easiest fixtures on paper, I'm sorry, I don't agree because Liverpool against Everton at the beginning of the season is not the same thing as Liverpool against Everton at the end of the season because the consequence and the jeopardy is different. At the beginning of the season, Everton might can afford to lose with no consequences, but Everton playing Liverpool at the end of the season where they are hoping for their retention of their Premier League status is a different ball game. The jeopardy and the consequence attached to that game is different. So even though Everton is Everton, Liverpool has a bigger team, a stronger team, and a better squad and a better manager than Everton will ever be at this moment. But due to the consequences attached to Everton losing that game, it tilts the balance of that game differently compared to if they had played that same fixture at the beginning of the season. So don't tell me, even though it looks easy on paper, when it comes to the game day and the game time, things could change. Even though people are saying Arsenal is going to play Spurs, Arsenal is going to play Man City, Arsenal still have to play Wolves. Those are attacking teams, especially Spurs. Spurs are not going to be defensive. Spurs are vying for a top 4 place, so they have to come out and try and win the game. That actually suits the gameplay of Arsenal. So when I look at those things and the dynamic attached, I'm like, you people are misrepresenting the truth. you are misrepresenting the game state. You are misrepresenting the spirit of the game. On paper, yes, something might look a certain way, but if you look at the history of how games are being played in the EPL, how a lot of you that might watch EPL for the last 5 games, the last 5 years rather, you see there's a lot of nuances and context attached to these conversations that something that might look very easy on paper, but in actualization, it's not as easy as that. So, whether the media likes it or not, Arsenal are capable of winning their next 10 games. Capable. I'm not saying we're going to do it for sure. Yeah, Arsenal have, if we can keep our players fit and Partey can get some game time and sharpness, Jesus, Kai Havertz, so far no suspension, no injuries, we can do it. I believe Arsenal can do it. We have the squad. We might not have the experience, but for me, competence and ability beats experience. I'm not saying relegate experience. Experience is fantastic. The experience losers, the experience bombs. So experience is not the overriding, is not the most important thing. Experience is important, but competence and ability for me trumps experience any day, anytime, even twice on Sunday. So I believe we can do it. I believe we can win this title. I believe we can actually triumph over Liverpool and Man City, who are experienced campaigners when it comes to title race. They have the managers to do it. They've done it before. I just think if you look at the Arsenal team, even if you take away my Arsenal bias, look at the team, look at the quality we have in the team. Timber will be back. Look at the quality we have in the team and compare and contrast Liverpool team having basically a few injuries. They are not playing well. We saw the FA Cup match Liverpool had against Manchester United. It wasn't the best game they've had. They're not playing as high as they used to play. The intensity has reduced because they played so many games in 2024. Look at the Man City game. Even from the beginning of the season, there's a chink and softness to their defense. They are not that imposing Man City we've come to like. So there's a chink in both camps among Liverpool and Manchester City. In contrast to the Arsenal team, they're not conceding chances. They're not conceding goals. They are scoring goals. They are keeping clean sheets. They are keeping teams at arm's length. Look, the evidence is before you. So trying to override the apparent evidence with some history of what Man City and Liverpool have done in the past. I'm not saying push history to the side, but come on, you have to still put into the conversation what is happening to these 3 teams at the moment. And at the moment, Arsenal on form are the better team. They are playing the best football, exciting football. They are pressing, they are stifling teams, and they are winning games convincingly. Even the games they are winning convincingly, you can say the control there. They are not playing chaotic, degenerate football. So, guys, let me know what you think about the 10 more games to go. Do you think Arsenal can do it? Or do you think the experience, so-called experience of Man City and Liverpool will come true for them? Let me know in the comment section. If you're just in my channel for the first time, please consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. Strike a like on the video, very, very important. Make sure you turn on your notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.